Greetings, guys. It's the person that wants a taco, and my internet's finally been restored. And if Discord would shut up with the pings for a second, I'm joined by... He's... special.
I'm Vector Man! Hi!
You sound like Antonio, and not just because of the screaming of hi.
Really?
You'll see it whenever I post the... Literally.
I completely forgot I completely forgot Antonio did that.
Literally, it sounded like you played a clip of Antonio or something, except for the... Vector... Hi, I'm Vector Man!
What? Vector Man! No, but seriously, guys, what's up? It's Vector Collector, along with my good friend, Kanal County WX.
Yep. And,
Who is currently... Sorry to keep up, but who is currently eating a big block of ice.
Oh, dude, there ain't nothing quite like chewing ice.
I love chewing ice. Like what I did, I put a water bottle in the freezer, and it was, now it's ice.
I haven't done it much lately, but dude, whenever my mother used to work for the State Department, she had an ice maker in her, break room that did, like, the hospital, like, pellet ice. And she would, like, every day after work... Yeah, and, like, every day she would bring, like, a styrofoam cup just full to the brim of nothing but that. And I would just be eating it in the back of our 06 Cobalt on the way home. Yeah, the car sucked. I mean, almost everything but the transmission failed on it. And the transmission would have been easier to fix because it was a 5-speed manual.
Okay.
But anyways, moving onwards from this to the topic of the video, which is a weather radio collection update thing.
Video.
Silent film. Get the ragtime.
Hold on, let me... Okay,
So...
where do you want to start?
Let's start over near the TV. Carrying the phone and the laptop. Wheelchair. Is the door open? Okay, it's not open. So starting over here, we have... I just knocked over the CB radio.
DJ.
Yeah, I have a CB radio. I don't use it.
It's a brand that nobody would think it's a GECB radio.
Yeah, you can see the giant GE logo on the front of it. Embossed. It does work, and the thing takes 8 AA's. Or 12 volts DC. So anyways, starting over here with one of my trustiest radios. Crap.
Where's it? What radio is that, everybody? Tonight.
Screw it. I'm not even gonna... Menu, down, 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 down. I think I went down too many.
Oh, I know what it is.
There we go. My HH. It's a V16 that's been to the end of the earth and back. It's missing all the rubber, except for the rubber buttons.
Did you just peel it off?
No. And this strap is from... This strap is from a Midland ER10 VP. It's version 16 that I got off of Antonio last year. It's the first HH that I bought off him. Second one's with my CSR teacher. Rechargeable. Original Midland pack. Well, it's a Midland pack, but it's actually still holding a charge good. Working great. Got the dock. Got it separately, so I kind of converted it to a VP2. But so yeah, that's still working great. Thoughts on the HH?
It's good radio. I bought mine as VP2 So, BP2 originality supremacy. I hate the packaging though. Packaging sucks.
Wasn't it in a blister pack?
Yes, it is in the worst blister pack I've ever dealt with. So basically, they have it set up to where the cradle is not attached to the radio directly. So it makes it hell to cut it.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing the cradle wasn't attached to the radio, though, because if the package was damaged, it would likely damage both of them instead of just one.
True, but...
And also, it would be it would have to be unnecessarily thick.
Giggity. But no, I really like the HH in all seriousness. I think it's a good radio. I take mine to some places, but not very often. But I really like it, and if you can get one, I highly recommend it.
At school, before the belt clip broke on it, I would always have it clipped in my backpack. Now instead, I've got the string the strap kind of just threaded through one of my shoulder, like a thing on one of my shoulder straps. But I always keep that with me, and before it crapped out, my 310. And if I'm leaving the house or anything, I'll typically have my HH with me just in case something happens. Then moving on to a dockable radio, which I do not have the dock for, and this thing. The thing that makes a weird noise when you tune it to FM. The thing that gets terrible reception. The thing. This is the Vector VEC 438, which I bought earlier this year. No dock, regrettably, and this thing had a dead rechargeable pack. Whenever I moved the pack, it actually took out 2 of the battery terminals with it, although it was just a thing that would just short 2 of the terminals, so if I want to run this thing off of 4 AAAs, I just have to remember to put a piece of aluminum foil in with them, in a certain spot.
Wait, that takes AAAs?
Yeah, it's AAAs, 4 of them.
Why?
I don't know, the radio is thick enough to include AA's, but I think where it has to run off of 6 volts instead of 4.5, they didn't want to make it wider to accommodate AA's.
Okay, can you just build a rechargeable AAA pack?
Theoretically, but... I don't know how well that would work, especially, with the foil bridge method. This thing, it's monitoring Weatherband's Chorus WX84. It sounds...
Not WX84.
It is, just with an extra... the 60 hertz hum is a bonus. That's because it's plugged into the same thing as a VCR and a CRT TV and some other stuff. But on FM, this unit is on 93.3 WKVW. It's our local K-Love station. So that way you don't have to tune to it with my scanner. Can't play that. Don't want to either. And it fell off the TV. I caught it, but ugh.
Good job.
Okay, it should stay balanced up there, and I'll grab the phone. I'll show, there's the HH dock, and there's the Vector on top of this 13-inch Toshiba CRT. Does work.
Back when Toshiba was a respectable Japanese company.
No, this was still made by Thompson.
Are you shitting me?
No, it came out in September of 2002. And Thompson, I think it was Thompson that made these, made their TVs smaller than a certain size. And this thing, it is kind of cheap, but it actually has really good picture quality. And I knew that even before my sight started going really down the toilet. The one thing that sucks, it is mono, but there's that, and my RCA audio input on the front of it is broken because there's a little bit of a connector stuck inside of it. So as a result, I have to use RF, which is half the reason why I got this $13 VCR. But I'll show a clip from this tape. The VHS tape with a handwritten label of South Park on it.
Let's go, I like South Park.
Where did I leave it on? Audio. Oh.
Complete set of 9 different stamps.
Oh yeah, the Princess Diana stamps. That's right.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing.
It was an odd thing, and I was shooting a clip of this. But yeah, I transferred this tape to digital a few days ago. I still need to cut it down, but I can't import it in my video editor right now because that saves local copies of the clips, and I don't have 50 gigabytes free on my hard drive. Because that's when you do my SSD upgrade. So anyways, we're moving over to the bookshelf where the most stuff has changed. I'm going to set... Oh, thoughts on the 438?
None, because I don't own one, but I do plan to get one with charger here soon, and hopefully, because I know a guy who knows a guy who's into batteries, so hopefully I can get him to build me a rechargeable with rechargeable dead.
Okay. Hope that pans out for you.
Yeah.
Although I will say, I do think that... Well, actually, no, never mind. Let's move over here to the bookshelf where the most stuff has changed. We're going to start on the wall. There are 3 radios mounted to this wall, and they are all very similar. I shall partake in a simultaneous siren test. Why is this one not turning on? Oh, cheap power supply. It's the modded.
A report to the charge.
Is that a different pitch? That is the sound of 3 WR120s, which is too many. On the left is an original model 120. You can tell it is because it just has weekly test disabled as opposed to actual alert blocking. Yes? Oh, that's almost here. And this was modded with an amber backlight. And I had the choice of colors, and I picked amber to pay tribute to, I forget her name, but Amber, the child who was abducted and murdered, who spawned the Amber Alert. Rest in peace. On the right is my old WR120EZ, which is kind of beat up. The antenna is actually flaking a bit at the base of it. You might be able to see it here. My mother found this. And then in the middle is a very special radio. Why don't you tell us about it, Vector Man?
You're the only person that can call me that.
Okay.
So, on on like March 29th, I ordered a 120 as my first radio. On April 17th, on April 2nd, on April 2nd, 2018, showed up in the mail. It was a clamshell model, but it was up in the bottom of the top.
In a little bit.
I'll put it in my phone.
Okay. Sorry.
Did I cut you off, Sandra?
No, I was gonna ask if I was ready for spaghetti. I said, oh, do it that way. Anyways, continue on.
So it was my very first weather radio. I've had it for 4.5 years, but then I decided to give it to my good friend Xander, and it was in a trade. So,
Yep.
take good care of it, buddy.
I will. Like I said, it's up on the wall, and it's in the middle, right where it belongs, isn't it? I'll give it a good home, and it's already activated for a flash flood warning. Video coming soon.
That's ironic. You wanna know why?
Was that the first alert yours got?
No, first alert mine got was a flash flood watch.
Oh, this is... The NWS knew about this. And it was a flash flood warning where law enforcement reported the flooding.
No way!
Way.
You wanna know why?
Why?
That was the first flash flood warning that thing got.
Oh, this is too good.
This is too good.
And I just knocked over something, and I'm not sure what. Oh, my left speaker. You better put that back, in case I want to listen to music before I go up to school on Sunday. No. But anyways... I'm sorry. But anyways, moving onwards, we're going to skip the two 300s for 1 second to talk about the 240. This is a realistic 12-240, not a Radio Shack, although, of course, the same company, but this one has a realistic branding on it. What?
That's a realistic 12-240?
Yeah. Told you that whenever I got it. I bought this from Antonio, like a few of my radios. And it's working good, because my old Radio Shack one died last year, and, yeah.
This is a flash flood warning for the following county: Fayette.
Yeah, this is the flash flood warning I got. What the? Canceled.
Heavy rain has ended and flood waters have receded. Flooding is no longer expected to pose a threat.
Oh, it was canceled. Anyways, 240, working great, sounding great.
800.
This thing is too loud. What did you say?
Very loud.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the WR120s and the 12240?
WR120, great radio. If you're starting out, I highly recommend it. They have a newer model that has a few new event codes, but that's beside the point. It's all the same damn radio. 240, it's old.
Yeah.
It's old. It's very old. I do like how you can use the power cord as an antenna, though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool idea on Radio Shack's part.
No more information for you guys, but I think we should implement that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying to Xander. So, anyway.
Yeah, anyways. But yeah, and a 120, every home should have a WR120. Really. And I'm actually giving my EZ to my school. So I'm going to be keeping Vector Collectors and the modded one.
Yeah.
Yes, moving on. And how long has this been going on? 16 minutes, 50 seconds. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Whenever I get over to the bed, the head of the bed radios, I'm going to have to plug in. And I was looking at these two WR300s. On the right is a WR300 version 8, which I got in early 2021. Like, I ordered it late 2020, got it early 21.
Degrees.
Despite being a version 5, it is still working good. And on FM, this is monitoring 107.3 WKZ FM. Siren test. Crap. No, I want it on high. Oh, I know that. Well, it was on high, but I clicked the wrong menu option. Select. Anyway, siren test. Sounds just like a WR100. Not as loud as a 120 or a 240. Yeah. And according to Vector Collector, the WR300 version 5 was actually based on modified WR100 firmware.
It was.
To the left is... And now for something completely different.
In 78. Audi.
This is a WR300 version 8 from 2020. This was the second... They came out in 2020.
Well, it's mine. No, I'm sorry, mine was 21, so, yeah.
Well, regardless, it's a WR300 version 8. The newer version, which has completely different button beeps, more akin to the 74-200, although slightly different, but they're close enough. And a siren more reminiscent of the WR120s. And... Yeah. And on FM, this is my new WVAF monitor. The position previously held by my Vector 438. Thoughts on the WR300 versions 5 and 8?
Yes. Both good radios. I like the version 8 more than I like the version 5, but,
I mean, the V5s are prone to failure.
yeah. Okay. There's 3 different versions of the modern WR300. There's a V5, a V5 Deluxe, and a V8. V5 Deluxes have no tuner problems, nor does the V8, but the V5 has tuner problems, and my face hurts because I think I cut it on a water bottle.
Ow.
Yes.
But mine is not a V5 Deluxe, it's just a standard V5.
has text on the faceplate.
Yes. And of course, me and Vector Collector are visually impaired. Anyways, moving down to the next shelf, starting from the right in the back, we have my 12-519, one of my favorite radios I own.
And fog in the morning. A slight chance of shower.
And I simp for your 996.
They weren't supposed to know about that, goddammit.
Sorry.
You're good. You're fine. Keep that in mind.
He got a 993.
I did not get a 993.
He got a 993. Anyways, don't mind the meat thermometer on top of this. I got this radio as a Christmas gift in 2020 from my mother, who I'm amazed was able to find it. And it was actually new in box, and she paid too much money for it, but
I still can't believe it was in the box.
I can confirm it was new in box. And this thing is great. This is a first header revision, although sometimes it will activate on second header.
Okay.
And on FM, this monitors WKLC. The speakers, this radio does not justify stereo speakers or an auxiliary input with speakers that sound like that. Behind the Vector VEC 130B is the radio. Oh, thoughts on the 519.
I don't know what that is, but I like the 519. Definitely a radio that I would not start out with because if you're not very experienced, it has some options and some programming lingo that is not for the most experienced user, and it has a fuck ton of buttons.
Yes.
So, like I said, no real downsides to the radio, but like I said, I wouldn't really start out with it because it has some programming lingo that some might not understand.
Yeah. Yeah, fun fact, the thing actually has more buttons than my scanner.
We'll get to that in a minute as well.
Yep. Anyways, behind the Vector VEC 130B is a radio that Vector Collector is very familiar with, as am I. Your hint is... Stupid way of doing siren test. Yes. A tank of a...
You can find these everywhere and pick one up because they will not die, they will not break, they will not fail you, they will not falsely code, they will not do anything. And if you drop them, they are built like a fucking tank and they will not die.
It is a little bit of a hassle to get set up, but once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. But these things are tanks of radios. I've never heard of a 250 just dying. And these things are getting to be about 23 years old now.
Little PSA, these do have a cover on them. And if yours doesn't come with that, I'm sorry, but it looks trashy.
Excuse me. Mine does, in fact, have the cover.
Good. A downside of this radio, it is hardwired, okay? It does have a little hardwired power cord.
Yeah, it is hardwired. Although, hey, you can't say you lost the power supply to it. It does also run off of a 9-volt battery.
And that's how you know it's old.
Yeah, well, it was a standard at the time. Thoughts on the 250?
I just said them, but I'll say them again. It's a tank, but it's a bitch to program, because there's actually a switch in the back of the radio that says either run or program.
Yeah. Anyways, to the left of the 250 is a radio that I have, and it's actually the radio I've had the longest, just right now, and it's my WR400 version 1. I received this. I think. Oh no, the lantern wasn't on the second vector. Third vector.
Lows in the lower.
I received this as a Christmas gift on Christmas Eve 2019, and it's been in service ever since. And it is a fantastic radio, except for some flaws. Why can't I tune above 107.3? Why can't I adjust the siren volume, which the WR300 and even the 74-200 and 210 could do? And yet they made the 300 version 8. Objectively better radio.
They do not currently make the 400 right now because they said started, but they were able to make it in 2020. I don't know why. Don't ask me.
Yeah, they're continuing production of the 300 version 8s, but But yeah, they're continuing production of the 300 version 8s because I guess they got a ton of leftover chips for those. But they've had to suspend 400 production for the time being until the chip shortage is able to be resolved.
But how the hell were they still able to make the 2020 chip shortage result already?
Who knows?
Also, Midland, watch this video. There's a certain radio that we need to start and bring back.
Yes.
So, why in the fuck would you discontinue your HH-54?
And yet you keep the stupid HH-50 in production. I am sorry, the HH-50 is manufactured e-waste. It has no reason to exist. You can't even manually tune the channel.
It is the biggest piece of shit that has ever been made in the weather radio history.
Well, the WX500 was made ever so briefly. I think that surpasses it, but just barely.
I don't know, at least that had save, okay?
If it ever decides to decode properly.
Even so, it still had a lot of features, but this is far up there, I'll give it that. It's pretty damn far up there.
But the 400...
Started on the HH-51.
Seriously, they should have made the HH-54 with Mossy Oak branding.
No, what they should have done is stuck with the original design and called it the HH-55 and put the temperature sensor back in it and gave it all the features it was supposed to have.